Hey everyone, and welcome. Nick here. Hope you're having a great day. I have another speaker video for you. Oops. This one is by request from Brigand the Wolf at Brigand the Wolf 1461. Awesome speaker videos too. Check them out. Brigand actually happened to see these speakers in another video I did. It was the video about the softening of the surrounds of my Sony woofers using the brake fluid. Thanks for checking that video out, by the way. These are a pair of 3x5" speakers, and I believe they were new old stock. These were a pair I also picked up at my favorite electronics store here in good old Kenosha, Wisconsin. These are a pair of vintage 70s speakers. They are a pair, and they did come with wires pre-attached to them and on some kind of plate. They did have a dust cover as well too, which makes me think they might have been used for a car, or I've seen these sizes in wall boxes for jukeboxes back in the day. A wall box is basically it's the big jukebox combined into a small thing. You have the pages that go back and forth. You have the selector buttons as well. Plus you have these two speakers, generally one on either side, with lights too. A much smaller version of the jukebox, which allows other people to use the jukebox at a different area of the establishment. So I think that's where these ones were intended for. That or a car. But they have a pretty big magnet on the back of them for a speaker this size. And they have bolts on them too, which means they are manufactured by a certain company. Can you guess who without looking at the code? I'm gonna tell you anyways. It's 270. That is Quam's EIA code, 7648, so it was made in the 48th week of 1976. So we have a pair of 1976 speakers. Let's check to see if this is the same one. Yes, same exact EIA code. These speakers do have the edges that come together right here to complete the whole speaker, which is kind of rare for a speaker in the 70s. They really didn't do that. These speakers also have a paper accordion surround, which is directly connected to the cone. Not treated or anything, just right to the cone. And its tinsel leads are pretty tiny. I don't know if you can see them. This one's even worse, which makes me think they didn't have that good of quality control back then, as there's virtually no tinsel leads on this one at all. Almost directly up to the cone. Let me take this off. Might be easier. But the cones are in good condition. No tears or anything in the cone. There's just one little issue right there in the surround on this speaker. But other than that, great condition. That top number, I believe, is a part number for whatever application these things went into. But I did do a search on that number and I still couldn't find anything. I do have one more of these, but I'm using that one actually in my multi-cade arcade machine upstairs. I took out a speaker and I made it, and I put them down below, and I had another space for another one, so I just put this in there. It fit perfectly. So I have a total of 4 speakers in there, plus a subwoofer in my multi-cade. That thing rocks some music. But speaking of, let's hook these ones up and see how these sound. Let me move the camera a little closer. But since I weighed the last one, just to see, let's see what these ones weigh. Let's take a guess. Half a pound. Oh, damn, I was gonna say 3/4 of a pound too. I should have went with that. 3/4 of a pound, a little bit more. That's kind of cool, that little scale. I don't know the watts of these speakers. Oh, and I should note, they also have what appears to be a 0.75-inch voice coil, which is also kind of big for a speaker this size. Usually they only have a 1/2 inch. So let's hook up the speakers. This one even has a different, like that's on even bad, it seems like. These speakers must have just been cheaply put together very fast. The cone is also very, very thin. Kind of scared I might put my finger through it. Very thin paper. See a little volume. They have decent sound for their size. I actually can hear some bass and thump from them little 5x4, 3x5s, excuse me.